Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers, is no stranger to never-ending culture war nonsense regarding vaccines. And now he's doing a little mix, He's like, all right, how can I really rile people up now? Why don't I sprinkle in a little election madness and just put out there this idea that Biden didn't actually win the presidency. Here's what he said in an ESPN profile just last week. When the president of the United States says this is a pandemic of the unvaccinated, it's because him and his constituents, which I don't know how there are any if you watch any of his attempts at public speaking, but I guess he got 81 million votes. But when you say stuff like that, and then you have the CDC, which, how do you even trust them? But then they come out and talk about 75% of the COVID deaths have at least 4 comorbidities, and you still have this fake White House set saying that this is the pandemic of the unvaccinated. That's not helping the conversation. So he refers to the Biden presidency as the fake White House. He questions whether Biden actually got 81 million votes. And Aaron Rodgers, of course, very sensitive to any messaging about vaccinations because of how he was implicated in his lies about being vaccinated. Like, it's just all insane, and he's become like this darling of Trump and his allies, which we'll get to in just a second. But look, I don't care what his political affiliation is. He wants to support Trump, I don't care. But for an NFL star to repeat those lies about the election, especially after what happened on January 6th, especially considering the political violence that's been carried out by Trump supporters, super irresponsible, incredibly stupid, and it's just so frustrating that this just continues.
I mean, I would say we would want him canceled, but he canceled himself when he lost that game.
Yeah, I heard about that. Boy, did the
Packers lose to the Niners, indeed. I believe it was the Niners, don't quote me on that. Go Niners. But I'm from San Francisco, so I have a special affinity. Yeah, he can say whatever the hell he wants, as wrong as it is. I think it's a little embarrassing though, to be like, how did 81 million people vote for that other guy? And you're like, yeah, because have you seen your guy? You understand how point systems work here. You're in the NFL, you play football, you can have, now I'm not remembering the score, you could have however many points. You can have 17 points, but if someone's got 20, guess what? That person's gonna win. See how it works? Yes. Except in this, it's like a weird, bizarre opposite popularity contest. Because let's be real, most of us weren't like, Biden, my hero, my savior, the most amazing candidate ever. No, we're looking at the other guy and we're saying, hell no. That is way worse. I said this on my show the other day. Biden was a literal wet blanket on the dumpster fire of the United States.
Yeah.
And now we're like, oh man, we elected a wet blanket.
Totally.
Crap.
Yeah.
We need to wring this blanket out.
Yeah, maybe consider the fact that during a global pandemic, the president bungled the response and was so devastating and so the guy endorsed injecting bleach into your body to fight off COVID. He promoted the use of hydroxychloroquine, which some people got really sick from or died from, and it had absolutely it wasn't a prophylactic and it did not treat COVID. I mean, like, wow, how did people end up voting for Biden? And I agree, Biden's a disaster. Biden's not good. I'm not happy with Biden. And the only thing that helped Biden win was that people were desperate to avoid re-electing Trump. But like, we're asking too much for him to like really understand that. Anyway,
but you're right. No, but exactly what you just said. I just want to double down because I didn't say anything about the vaccine, but you're totally right. It's that when you are not taking a pandemic seriously, no one sees you as a leader.
Right.
So if you're a quarterback or you're supposed to be an NFL star and you don't believe in basic science and almost 900,000 people have died, you're not a leader. In whatever field you're in, no matter what you do, no one's gonna take you seriously. If you're discounting, crediting, 75% of the people who died had comorbidities. What if that were at all true? So what? So those deaths don't matter, so COVID doesn't matter. What is the natural conclusion? Yo, this dude consults his crystals to like stop COVID infection. I don't even want to hear it.
Yeah, he gets his advice from Rogan, which is, again, that's another source of pretty devastating disinformation in response to this pandemic. And the number of public figures who are like, I contracted COVID, but don't worry, I hit up my homie Joe Rogan. Not good, very bad. And just to go back to the sports reference that you made earlier, which I'm also very ignorant about. Last weekend, the Green Bay Packers lost to the 49ers with a score of 10-13 after the 49ers scored a clutch. My producer Taylor refers to it as a clutch 45-yard field goal in the final 4 seconds of the game. I don't know what any of that means, but it sounds great.
It was brilliant in the snow. It was very dramatic.
That sounds awful, really does. I would rather do pretty much anything other than play football in the snow. But sports is not for me, it's for other people. Anyway, so that's where we're at with Aaron Rodgers. I didn't expect the situation to devolve further after he was caught lying about being immune. I can never say that word. He didn't use the word vaccinate or vaccination, but he did try to make it seem or imply that he was vaccinated. Then he got caught in that lie, and ever since then, the character of Aaron Rodgers has further devolved. It's pretty depressing. It is what it is.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.